welcome to Young Kizzy, the one YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
Greetings to you, President Akainde Ichilema. Today, I want you and I to have a very candid conversation. And I implore that you walk away from everybody. If possible, lock yourself up. And just give me a moment as I speak to you. And after this conversation, I implore you to look into the mirror and ask yourself a question. Are you doing politics or it's something else? Look into the mirror, Mr. President, and ask yourself a question. Are you prepared to lose friends? Are you prepared to shed blood? Are you prepared to do all manner of ills just to remain in power? Are you the kind of a leader who would commit or allow the commission of atrocities for you to just remain in power? Ask yourself that question. Because when you ask yourself this question and you have the answers, I believe that your good conscience is going to guide you to do right. Let me remind you a little bit, Mr. President. In 1964, our forefathers could not stomach the oppression. The colonial masters had literally enslaved us. They had taken away the rights of the Zambian citizens. Nobody could freely express themselves. Nobody could assemble. Nobody could complain. Nobody could, let alone even hold an opinion. They enacted draconian laws, archaic laws such as the Public Order Act. And our forefathers could not stomach such oppression. They could not stand being told to go and buy through the windows. And that is why, no matter how threatening it was, or how scary it was, they came together and fought that colonial regime. And for the last 60 plus years, we've enjoyed that freedom that was procured under sweat and blood by our forefathers. I now ask you a question. Have you owned up to the end of your bargain to cherish, to promote, to protect the peace, unity, and harmony that our forefathers worked so hard to secure for the citizens of this country? When you were campaigning, Mr. President, you had vowed that you would take away such laws as the cyber laws that were introduced by the PF so that you could free our people to continue enjoying our rights to expression, our rights to privacy, our freedoms to hold the government accountable, and everything else. Today, Mr. President, you have made the cyber laws even worse. Introduced clauses that literally stops us from asking you simple questions. You have literally stopped us from questioning your decisions and indecisions. And many of the citizens today are rotting in jail for simply holding opinions, for simply expressing themselves over what they feel is wrong. You've called it misleading statements. Mr. President, are you the kind of leader who would throw away friendship? Are you the kind of leader who would allow blood to be shed? I ask this question again. Are you the kind of leader who would allow all manner of ills to be committed and pretend you are not aware for as long as it helps you perpetuate or it perpetuates your stay in power? Mr. President, how many things have you ignored? How many injustices have you ignored? I'll remind you, Honorable Bowman Chilango, Bowman Lusambo, and Honorable Malanji were stopped from participating in the election, even when the courts had pronounced itself that they were eligible. That was the starting of the problem. You ignoring the law and the Constitution. Yet, on the other hand, you continuously for 5 years preached about the rule of law. How that works out for you, I don't understand up to today. Mr. President, you cannot tell me you are not aware of what happened to Honorable JJ's abduction story. That a person who was abducted names people who abducted him, some of whom were purportedly closer to you, and no investigation was done. In the end, JJ is paraded before courts and locked up in prison in his poor state of health. I know, Mr. President, you are aware of what happened to JJ. You should, or otherwise, then our system is completely useless if you are not aware. Mr. President, you are aware that your young brother, Honorable Munia, was sent to jail unfairly, despite being protected by the immunities of Parliament, where any word that a parliamentarian speak or say, provided it is within the precincts of Parliament, they are protected from being interrogated or rather being dragged to court. You are aware of that provision of the law. Munia served a sentence. Mr. President, I know Honorable Chitotela is your brother. You are both church elders of the SDA. You know your brother's contribution to the growth of the SDA church. And I know today, you know that Honorable Chitlangwa, or rather Chitotela, is in prison and his brothers unfairly. One who did not come close to the commission of the crime that he was jailed for. I know you have the records I've been speaking about when I refer to the unfairness in the treatment of Honorable Chitotela. And I know, Mr. President, you are aware of what happened to Honorable Chilangwa and Chifumbe. And if, Mr. President, you stand for the truth, and you are a leader who desires to stand for justice, there's no way, Mr. President, you would allow your brother, Honorable Chitotela, Honorable Chilangwa, Honorable Chifumbe, former mayor for Kawambwa, and the brothers, to be locked up in jail when they never committed those crimes. I know if, as you claim, you are a good leader who has led this country better than all those who have led before, you would not have allowed Munia to serve his sentence. Mr. President, Honorable Garin Kombo is your brother. You've been together through thick and thin. You defeated the PF together. He was your front line soldier. He fought for you. No matter what your issues are in the background, we are not interested. Are you the kind of a president who would ignore having watched the video where Honorable Gary was being attacked? Interestingly, being attacked, one of the attackers very close to you. And today, Mr. President, your police goes to charge Honorable Garin Kombo for assault? Are you the kind of a president who would allow such injustices to be committed against your own brothers? Mr. President, some of us are on a queue to go to prison over simple statements such as defend yourselves. Statements that you made several times to a point where you would even say, if they come with pangas, also get pangas. Are you the kind of president who is prepared to have all of us locked up just so that you can remain in power? I ask that you sit before a mirror and ask yourself, are you doing politics or it's something else? Mr. President, are you the kind of president that would ignore the criminality that has been conducted by people like Kalufianya, who have gone to an extent of abducting citizens, torturing them, and filming the torture and broadcasting it, goes on to commit more crimes, and yet continues to go scot-free? Are you the kind of president that would allow such injustices, such atrocities to be committed, yet you ignore? Mr. President, are you the kind of leader who would, with all conscience, make appointments that on face value seems to be all from one end of the country? Are you not able to sit and think, how would everybody react to these appointments? Yet, the next day, you talk proudly about how you are uniting the country. Are you that kind of a leader? Mr. President, are you the kind of leader who wishes to be remembered as having enacted all manner of laws, such as the Public Gathering Bill, that essentially takes away the freedoms of the people to just gather? Are you the kind of leader, Mr. President, who wants to be remembered as having allowed institutions to be mutilated? The case of the Registry of Society, to a point where, Mr. President, the Electoral Commission of Zambia stops Sean Tembo and Honorable Katotobwe from filing their nominations to stand in the election on a printout that is forged as reviewed by the Registry of Society. Do you want to be remembered as a kind of leader who ignored such atrocities? How is it that in a normal country, Mr. President, the Electoral Commission of Zambia would have a printout that is disputed by the Registry of Society? In the end, people are stopped. The case of Sean Tembo and Mr. Katotobwe stopped from participating in an election. Are you the kind of president who will be remembered as having presided over a country where the Electoral Commission of Zambia will stop a candidate from participating in an election because his name, Isaac Pomboloka, is read Pomboloka Isaac, and it is said to be a different name? Are you the president who wants to be remembered as having allowed all these atrocities go unchallenged? Mr. President, are you proud that you'll be remembered as having ignored the many criminal attacks at citizens who had just wanted to participate in an election as independents? Threats and everything else Are you that kind of a leader? Or do you want to be remembered as such? Mr. President, I ask you this question. For all it is worth, where is our freedoms? Where are our rights? Where are our liberties? Ones that were procured under sweat and blood by our forefathers. The freedoms we have enjoyed for the last 65 years, or 62 years precisely. Are you, or do you want to be remembered as a leader who took away all these rights, freedoms, and liberties of our people because you wanted to remain in power? Do you want to be remembered as having been a leader who mutilated institutions of governance? The case of what is happening at the Electoral Commission of Zambia, where commissioners continues to commit atrocities. And yet, we all pretend. Mr. President, I don't know if you are aware, we are 69 years, or rather 69 days to the next election. The economy is completely dry. No money. Yet the numbers are speaking so loud of a very good performing economy. Mr. President, imagine even your MPs saved their terms. They have not even been paid their gratuities so that they can go into their campaigns. Is it orchestrated that they should not have money so that nobody is able to go campaign? Have you thought about a dry campaign period as this one, Mr. President, where only one group of people have got money, everybody else is limping? And we can call it fair, a fair playing field. Wakateka, Mr. President. Do you want to be remembered as such? Mr. President, the way we are as Zambians, kuti tuwalale nsala. But do not take away our rights, our freedoms, and our liberties by whatsoever law. Mr. President, kuti mwatutuka. Timwatuka Paula through your cadres. But they attempt to shut our mouth through bogus laws such as the cyber laws, bogus laws such as the CCTV laws, the public gathering bill, the amended Electoral Process Act. We will never forget. I just don't know if you want to be remembered as such a leader who went all the way to commit all manner of evil just to perpetuate your stay in power. Mr. President, you can lock me up in prison. I don't mind. But remember your brothers. Treat them well. Those who were there, fighting with you, fighting for you, treat them well because you may need them tomorrow. Remember your brother, Honorable Chitotela, Honorable Chilangwa, who has lost everything. Wife, parents, perhaps lost every property because he's away, and every little business because he's locked up. For what? For not having committed a crime. Think of that, Mr. President, if it were you. Mr. President, coming to think of it, are you the kind of a leader who wants to continue being accused of all manner of evils just because you've refused to let go so that your brother can be buried by the family as they choose? Do you want to be remembered like that? Mr. President, what is your commitment to allow a free and fair elections, not by pronouncement, but by deeds. Do you want to be remembered as a president who allowed or ignored the atrocities being committed as I have outlined? Sit before a mirror. Ask yourself a question. Am I doing politics or it is something else? I have now done 20 years in politics. 20 solid years, Mr. President. I have never imagined politics could be as cruel, could be as evil, could be as vengeful as what I'm witnessing now, where suddenly a victim is turned into a villain, as the case of Honorable Garin Kombo, your own brother. I have never thought that a person could be locked up for 10 years in a maximum prison, the case of Honorable Chitotela, for not committing a crime. Your fellow brother, your fellow church elder. Mr. President, if you're not aware, I can provide all these details for you so that you can act right. It is not too late to do right. I don't think it's too late, so that you are remembered well. Because all of us desires to leave a good name for our children and our grandchildren. I don't think you want to be remembered or you want to leave a bad name, because a bad name can leave those you are going to leave behind, your children and your grandchildren, in trouble. Imagine people having to look at your children and say, Fiba anafia kwa nani? That one who did ABCD and ABCD and ABCD. Imagine how Honorable Chitotela's children will look at you or look at your children when you are long gone. Imagine the children of JJ, how they feel about you, how they look at you, and how they will look at your children when you are long gone. Imagine the children of Honorable Garin Kombo, the way he's being treated today, how they will look at you or how they will look at your children when you are long gone. I think as humanity, those are questions that we must ask ourselves. And that is why I say this for the last time. Sit before a mirror and ask yourself a question. How do I want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as a champion of people's freedoms and rights and liberties? Or you want to be remembered as a man who ruled by terror? Mr. President, it was just a simple but honest conversation. May God grant you wisdom to decipher these things and do right. God bless you. God bless Zambia. Thank you.